I was a little bit worried. I just kept clicking off laps, knowing maybe the yellow's going to come, probably going to come, and I knew Phil Gould is plenty smart enough, but I knew just clean air was going to be important. Once I finally got the yellow, I kind of had a little bit of a moment on the radio, which is fine as long as it's in moderation, I think. And I've learned I learned from experience. Probably haven't been the maturest and oldest and wisest, so I learned by experience, and luckily I've been in that spot a handful of times and just locked back in and knew I just needed to execute and control what I could control, and probably got the best restart I've had in a couple weeks and just made it smooth sailing, and luckily didn't have to do it again and give them another shot at it.
All right, we'll go ahead and open for questions. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll work to get a mic to you. We'll start up front here with Mike.
Corey, can you talk a little bit more about that restart? What made it successful? Why it was the best in a while?
I'm gonna try. Look at him tall. More so just being prepared, never losing my head. Second yellow came out. I had that moment for about half a lap, and then I was just focused on every little thing. I control the restart, so they're going to be guessing where I'm going. So I just wanted to make sure I had as best a launch, clean tires, my moment picked, not let anybody dictate me, which I've done in the past, and even a few weeks ago. I let Charlotte, they dictated me, and I didn't want to let that happen again. I didn't achieve that one, but just made me stronger for this one.
All right, we'll go to Steven.
Steven Toronto, CBS Sports. Carson, you referenced what happened last year at Charlotte just now, but how much does getting your first win at Texas and finally getting that out of the way help you here? Because I feel like in a similar situation before that point, it would have been, oh, geez, it's happening again. What's it going to be this time? And now this time, late caution comes out. You hang in there and get the win. So has finally getting things out of the way at Texas influenced your mentality in these late race situations at all?
Yeah, I just needed to be smarter. Not every race is a desperate, dire situation. I took every race I should have a shot to win, and if I was running first or 17th or 37th, I was going to try to figure out how to win. And sometimes I got desperate, and sometimes I got too emotional. Where last few weeks I've been able just to be a race car driver and just focus on what I could control and handle what I can behind the wheel, and just try to get one spot at a time rather than every spot at a time. I just was focused on that, and my mind has been probably the best it's been, for a handful of weeks now, and the results are showing that. So it's pretty special to see all the hard work, and it just takes a little bit. It took 55 plus to win one, and took almost 5 to just win a second.
And on the subject of that last restarting, it looked like the 4 truck got really a huge jump from third at the launch, and it seemed like that helped you clear the 38 past the start-finish line and into turn 1. Did you feel that assist, and how pivotal do you think that was?
I think it helped. But I just think he spun the tires a little bit compared to me, and I was able to go before him. So if I went before him and had my tires connected to the racetrack and he was spinning, it was going to be better for me. And old tires like that, I knew it was going to be important. There's so much going on, I couldn't tell you who was behind me after the start-finish line. Once I knew I was clear and heard I was clear, all I focused on was windshield. Just windshield. That was it.
Worked out then. Thanks, Carson.
Thank you.
All right, Dustin, go ahead.
Thank you. Dustin Albino, JSKI. Carson, with how Texas ended, kind of off his first question, but with how Texas ended, how important was it to win one without any controversy?
I just think it's more important to win a race. It means a lot that there's no question. I mean, we took the lead on a restart, and if it goes green, we win the race, and even with the yellow, we won the race. So just a test for these guys that we deserve to win, and there was nothing other than just pure driving and pure dedication and just executing.
I know you said you were looking out the window or the windshield over the final 3 laps and not the rearview mirror, but Nick went from 12th to 3rd in those final 3 laps. Were you surprised at how much ground he was able to pick up?
I didn't even know he finished third, to be honest. I had no idea. I just found out that right now. No, I'm not shocked. Knew somebody was probably be coming on tires, but I doubt he could have got to. I doubted anybody could really get to second. Honestly, just because clean air is that important. I had new tires last year, and I could only get to third.
All right, do we have one more on this side? Go ahead.
Caleb Vessel, SpeedwayDigest.com. Carson, you came in the season. The pressure was on you to see if you could win. Now with 2 wins, is that pressure off, or is that pressure just shipped into something else, maybe to like a championship contender or whatnot?
I mean, I hope we're somewhat of a championship contender, but I mean, we're going to work like we are. You know, we've fallen short twice with Phoenix, and you know, you're maybe allowed to fail once, maybe twice, but I think 3 times is unacceptable. And yeah, I mean, we got a lot of playoff points now in the bank a little bit, and yeah, Phoenix is its own animal, but you at least got to be there to win there.
All right, we'll go to Bob.
Bob Parkhurst, Fox Sports, kind of following up on one of those other questions. Like, does it feel any? I mean, I know the first one's got to be an ecstatic one, but does it feel any different, winning it the way you won it tonight, and not, you know, having other drivers that you're battling for the lead and kind of maybe assuming the lead?
Man, I mean, I felt like I was roles reversed, right? So I felt like I was owed one that way. You know, it just was fitting. I've been the one that make mistakes and give people wins, and even my teammate Charlotte. You know, I got to see that banner and learn with his picture on the, you know, his face and their pictures all around the shop, and it made me hungry and just know what could have been and where I needed to be and where I needed to grow. And yeah, just I knew maybe that one needed to come that way, but yeah, I any way you can win a mile or inch or a mile is important.
All right, we're going to go Larry Woody and then Chris Knight. Go ahead, Larry.
Truck races are noted for their wild, crazy finishes. Were you really as calm those last 2 laps as you seemed to be?
I mean, I had, you know, a little bit of frustration the second I saw the yellow lights come on, but yeah, I was. Knew we had one in the bank. Knew it wasn't make or break, and I've been too emotional at times and too hungry to just go get it, and just needed to let the race come to me. You know, if today was our day, I just needed to be able to execute and not throw it away, and if it wasn't, I needed to understand that and just get the best day possible and run second if that was what it meant to be. But yeah, I was just focused and calm. And the second I got to the white, there's a lot of, you know, deep breath. But at the same time, you know, that's when you get calm, you get complacent. And I knew I had one more corner to go, at least in 3 and 4, to not throw it away. Second I got down the straightaway and knew I had no one coming. You know, there was a lot of motion there, and I finally let it come out.
All right, Chris Knight, go ahead.
ChrisKnightGotChance.com. Congrats on the win. Did I hear right that you said you put gas in your diesel vehicle earlier this week? And just wondering how the circumstances, because it seems like something that you would not do.
Yeah, well, I had my mom's Tahoe. That I went home for a week, and I had her Tahoe, and it's very similar dash. And I made sure she only needs premium, and I made sure to not put diesel in her car, and you know, just made sure. And I flew back, and I just thought I was a little sick and under the weather, and I just went to go get some soup, honestly. And my mind was elsewhere, and I was just focused on not ruining my mom's car, and realized too late that it was, this is my car, like this is my vehicle. Yeah, it cost me a little bit of a pretty penny, but luckily I got lucky. And like I said, sometimes I learn from experiences and not words. I knew half a mile. I ran half a mile and shut it off and panicked, and luckily it never went through the system. So I was hoping to take that to the grave, or at least for a while. But you know, I can make fun of myself more than anything. So.
All right, we'll wrap up here in the back.
Jared Haas with FrontStretch.com. In the past 5 truck races, 5 top 5s, but also you've been doing double duty with Spire Motorsports. How has that been running the Xfinity Series help parlay your truck success here?
It's just helped more races. You know, I got to run on Sunday with them, and got to run twice already on Saturday, and get to go again tomorrow. Just helps me mature. Honestly, helps me grow. Gotta have myself to a higher level, and honestly, you know, maybe at times I let myself go and let myself fall into the rumors or the reputation of the truck series, and let that become my own reputation and become the stereotype. And had to fix that, especially with driving for other owners and other people and people I idolized. And you know, luckily I've been able to fix that the last few weeks, I feel like, but it's something you don't, only time will tell, and I still have a long way to go to prove that. You know, it takes a lot longer to wipe something away than to build it back up, but week after week, you know, hopefully those are adding on.
And with the guitar, what would you name your new debut single? What would you call it?
Can I swear? Yeah, I don't know. It's bad. It's just I don't know. I don't know song names. I don't know. But just made it feels good. That's probably a little raw, but it feels good right now.
All right, Dalton, we'll wrap with you, bud.
Okay. Dalton Hopkins of frontstretch.com. Carson, I'm doing a story about Al, and I just wanted to get your take. What's it like to work for Nice Motorsports and a guy like Al Nice who sees so much potential in you, and along with Ross Chastain as well, who sees a lot of talent in you?
Yeah,
also.
it means a lot. You know, Al's been my biggest supporter and biggest critic at times, and you know, he's a straight shooter no matter where it is or who you are, and that's an owner you want, and an owner that can get behind you in public and you know, get a hold of you in private, and that's something that I've appreciated and looked at him as a father figure. And in fact, I get to drive his race cars, and you know, he believed in me at my low points, and he could finally experience some highs with me lately. Is you know, means a lot, and I'm glad he was here for both of them so far.